Hey everyone, how's it going? Elliot here, and welcome to the Retro Future. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the RG351V by Orbanic, which sounds like the surname of some guy you went to school with. Oh yeah, I remember Dave Orbanic. It features a stunning 640 by 480 3.5 inch IPS screen, and it has a 1.5 GHz quad-core processor. It also has one of these. And that's great. It also has 1GB of DDR3L RAM. It has a 3900 mAh battery which lasts up to 6 hours. A couple of little extra things as well that we'll take a look at later on. It has the ability to vibrate. It has a rumble motor inside it, which is just ridiculous. And it also, and you won't believe this one, supports different languages. I mean, we really are in the future. It costs a little over $100, which is fairly pricey, but well worth it for the gaming experience this thing has to offer. Speaking of games, when you plug the microSD card into your computer, this is the file system library that pops up. As you can see, there's a lot of games. There isn't anywhere documented on the website which actual emulators this thing can run, but that file system suggests that there's quite a few there to choose from. And that's enough chit chat. Let's get into the video. So this video might be a little bit late. These things have been out for a month or so now. Really sorry about the delay. I've kind of been building a house. Speaking of which, massive thank you to PCB Way for supporting the channel. PCB Way is the go-to site for all things PCB. It's the only way, the PCB way. Is that their slogan? That should be their slogan. Full-feature PCB suppliers offering all kinds of PCBs, ranging from standard PCBs to advanced PCBs, double-sided PCB assembly services, and PCB layout services, and more. They're now also offering 3D printing, CNC, and injection molding. PCBs start from $5 for 10 pieces, and new members get their first order for free. Click on the link in the description below and check out PCB Way. So, let's open this thing up. Here it is, very exciting. Now, this has been dubbed one of the best handhelds of this year. I'm not 100% sure on that. This thing is exceptional, but it doesn't do everything perfectly. Included, you also get a glass screen protector. You get the associated wipes to clean it. We've got the dinkiest little user manual I've ever seen. Oh, and you also get your USB-C charging cable. So this is the actual device itself. Now, the build quality of this thing is very nice. It has actually got a glass screen lens on there already. Yeah, I can confirm that is glass screen. I did the teeth test. It's a scientific method. Yeah, all the buttons feel exceptional. I would say that these are some of the best buttons I think I've ever felt, period, on a device. Like, it's literally they're just perfect. They're not too stiff, they're not too soft. You get a really definitive button press and they just feel all round exceptional. You've got another one in the middle there for your your function button, start and select, and you've got your analog stick at the bottom, which is taken straight out of a Nintendo Switch. You've got your speaker grill on the bottom, an LED indicator in the middle, you've got your volume switch on that side, you've got a reset button, your power switch. There's two SD card slots, one's going to be for your software and the other one's going to be for extra ROMs and whatnot. You've got 4 trigger buttons which are in a really nice place and they feel very nice, very high quality micro switch. As you can see, as you can hear, they sound great. And then on the bottom, you've got quite a confusing array of ports. You've got DC and OTG, and then you've just got OTG, and then you've got headphone. Why is there 2 OTG? Not 100% sure, maybe dual controllers or something. OTG means on the go, you can transfer data and whatnot through it, so you could plug in potentially a little USB-C, USB pen or whatever and put some ROMs on it from there. The wood grain effect looks absolutely convincing beyond belief. Right, let's turn this thing on finally. Now the battery life on this thing is very good and it charges fairly quickly as well with the USB-C. Now the screen has to be the nicest part on the entire device. The screen is just unbelievably high quality. It's not got the best resolution, but I don't think that really matters because these are old games, and as far as I can tell, everything looks really good. Okay, regular Game Boy. Let's have a little look in here. So we've got a bunch of games. Again, probably just the review unit that's come with these. I'm not 100% sure. Let's play a little bit of Tetris DX. Here we go. So the function button is going to help you out with a bunch of different things inside the game. If you press it, I'm just going to go through a couple of them. You've got your save slots, you've got a fast forward, you've got an FPS count in the corner, you've also got your volume up and down. If you go function and left, that's going to load the different save slots, which is quite cool. Look at this. I mean, it just works perfectly well. Obviously, Game Boy and Game Boy Color, probably Game Boy Advance as well, all going to run just seamlessly. This thing is perfectly powerful enough to be able to run all of these sorts of games. So, yeah, I mean, this just looks absolutely beautiful, doesn't it? Right, it's time for a little bit of Game Boy Advance. Now, this is a system that... Oh! What happened there? Did it just freeze? Now, this is a system that I actually really care about, so I really hope this runs well. Although that little freeze there, that has scared me slightly. Absolutely unreal. I found out how to access the menu, by the way. You do that from outside the game before you get in. You can change the settings and whatnot, which is really helpful. Yeah, this looks great, and it sounds fantastic as well. A couple of little freezes there, though. That is a little bit concerning. I did hear a few people reporting that that was a possibility, which is going to be a deal breaker for a lot of people. And let's turn that volume up. The speaker is unreal. Oh my goodness, this thing is very cool. Here we go, a little bit of PlayStation Portable PSP on the Orbanic. What is this going to look like? This is not the most intensive games, I appreciate that, Bomberman, but if it can play it, that's still fairly impressive. Oh man, that does look good. What? Sorry, how have they done this? Look at that. You've got to remember, if you're trying to push this thing to its absolute limits, it's probably not going to be able to hack it. But games like this are going to work perfectly well. Yeah, and that is working perfectly well. Come on, I've got to get one. Yay. Time for a little bit of Nintendo 64. Now, these devices have never been able to pull this off very well. They have been able to do it, but is it really enough? Just the fact that it can run the game? There's a few little sort of graphical things going on up there on the castle. Here we go. It's looking good. I'm not going to lie. It's running well. It's looking good. But how will it hack the actual game itself? Here we go. Okay. This looks great. It sounds great. Definitely no issues on how it sounds. And it runs really well. It runs really, really well. Am I going to be able to play Ocarina of Time on this? I think the answer is yes. Yeah, this is looking good. What do you think? This is looking good. It's perfectly playable. It's absolutely playable. In fact, I'd say this is running better than... I've never experienced N64 this well. Okay, let's try out then the much anticipated Nintendo DS. When you press start and select, by the way, that's going to give you all of the options for the different emulation settings and whatnot, which is quite handy. Right, here we go. Nintendo DS. Let's try Mario Kart DS. So before we get into this, to change the different screens, you're going to use the L2 button, which is going to flick between top and bottom screen. And then the R2 button, sorry, is going to put the split screen either side, which is really handy. And then obviously you've also got L over here again to sort of change the layout of which one's on what side. And then obviously your L1 and R1 are going to be your regular shoulder buttons on the device. So here we go. We don't really need to be changing it on Mario Kart because we can see the screen. However, it is handy, I suppose, to be able to just flick through that on the bottom there and change to the bottom view. But that is going to work absolutely perfectly and a very viable way of playing your DS game. Not totally sold on the fact that the stylus is just in the top of the screen at all times. Would be nice to turn that off. But look at this. I mean, that's running absolutely perfectly. And it is super handy to be able to just change onto the bottom screen, or you can put them side by side. Does look like it is going to lag it a bit more because obviously you're displaying two things. This is absolutely perfect. This runs super well. I mean, it's a little bit choppy. It is a little bit on the choppy side, but realistically, what can you expect from a device that's this small that is emulating DS games like no tomorrow? And the fact that it runs N64 and PlayStation, hands down the most advanced emulator I've ever played on in my life. And I'm actually doing fairly well at Mario Kart for once, so that's saying something. He's been absolutely done. I'm first place. So as I finish this final lap and hopefully come first, let me give my final thoughts. Oh no, I've just been bombed. Let me give you my final thoughts on this device then. $100 is a lot of money. Let's not beat around the bush. $100 is a big investment, but look at the state of this device. I mean, it is running everything like there's no tomorrow. We finished it there, we're second, but that's not that bad. I feel like there's going to be a lot of support with this device in the future because of what it's capable of doing now. Think about what the software updates could be in the future. Any sort of little knickknacks might be ironed out in future revisions, which is going to be really cool to see, and hopefully that will actually happen. But as it is, as a device right now, if you were to buy it off the shelf, take it home and play it, I think it's fantastic. It isn't perfect, and there's a lot of perfectionists out there who are going to expect everything to be absolutely perfect, but just from a consumer level, I've had a hell of a lot of fun on this device. I think you will too. I really hope you've all enjoyed this video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. I do read the comments, so I'd love to hear it, and so would Aubernic, I'm sure. Thank you for them for sending it to me. Thank you to PCB Way for sponsoring the video. And thanks to you as well for watching this video. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye.